So today again we will continue our discussion with Vinayak. He will continue to share his experience with us. So welcome again. You mentioned celebration of failures. Can you give me one example? How do you celebrate? Just to understand.
So suppose somebody is giving an idea,
Uh-huh.
and we know that this idea is a very crap idea. Or we know
Okay.
that it is not going
In the right
forward.
direction. Okay.
We will know that this idea doesn't have any value
Potential.
to it.
Okay.
But we just don't scrap the idea because
Okay.
it will demoralize that person.
Okay.
Rather, what we tell them is, before that, let me go into the details.
Okay.
Brainstorming is a session conducted in a two-way.
Okay.
It is to be broken in two sessions. The first session is where you generate the ideas without applying any critical thinking.
Random
without-
ideas.
Random ideas.
Okay.
Crazy ideas.
Okay. Okay.
And you have to appreciate for that crazy
Crazy
ideas.
ideas. Okay. Okay.
And then you create those ideas.
Okay.
And then in the second session,
Uh-huh.
you criticize those ideas
Okay.
and try to make them practical. But all these crazy ideas,
Uh-huh.
if you will start killing those ideas at that session,
First station. Okay.
people will not give you any idea.
Okay. Okay.
And today's crazy idea might be the tomorrow's heroic idea.
Right.
It is possible.
It is possible. Right. Right. Right.
So we don't kill any idea.
So as I understand, any idea is always welcome.
Yes.
You don't ridicule the idea at the first stage itself.
Right.
Then scrutinization is done, and then you start cross-questioning those ideas
Yes.
with respect to various aspects that you have mentioned.
And that team might be a different team.
Okay.
Who is
Okay.
actually cross-questioning and criticizing that idea.
Okay.
But that person is also given a fair chance
Uh-huh.
to come and prove his idea.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
he should not feel that somebody has killed my idea. But he has been given but not in that session. It happens later.
Later on. Later on. Okay.
And then every stage we recognize people, we gave the prizes. So
Okay.
even if it is a bad idea, they are recognized.
Okay.
The prize might be small,
Right.
but it is a recognition which is important.
That's true.
And
That's
then, see, failure is a part of innovation. So, as I mentioned, a lot of failures we also have seen.
Uh-huh.
Some of the ideas go to the last stage and we just kill that idea.
Okay.
But not punishing anybody for that
Acha, acha. For the-
failure.
Right. Right. Right.
And rather, actually, we come together,
Uh-huh.
we discuss about that idea,
Uh-huh.
and we see what is the next learning of that idea.
Or we
how
can
that
improvisation can
improvisation
happen.
of that process, or what went wrong,
Yeah.
how can actually improve further on this, so that everything that happens.
Okay, so the process of innovation and also the product can be innovated.
Yes.
So where we failed, that can be a realization when you failed it, right?
Yes,
So do you think failure is part and parcel of innovation?
Yeah,
You fail a lot when you innovate?
Of course. Without failure, the innovation will not happen.
Okay.
You will see the failure happening at every stage.
Okay. Okay.
Because as I say, lot of parameters you have to juggle at the same time. The failure will be there.
Okay. Okay.
But how you take that failure and how you learn out of it is the important thing.
Right. Right.
And
right.
also, it will not happen that I am failing on a daily basis. No organization will accept that.
Right,
So I'll tell you the paradox of this. The interesting paradox of all these things is,
Uh-huh.
I cannot tell my team that I want that idea tomorrow at this time. It
Okay.
is not going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I cannot tell management that I will give you the final my design whenever it is possible.
It cannot be a perpetual
It
pending
cannot
work.
be a perpetual thing.
Right. Right.
So, how to bridge that gap is very important.
Okay.
So, innovation or creativity, which is coming from your brain, is a very individualistic and vague process.
Okay. Interesting.
But you have to have a structured process so that you can define the final timeline.
Okay, vague process defined by a structured process to come up with the fruitful results.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So let's consider there is a complete chaos in your brain that you are working on that idea. You don't know today you don't know my solution or what will come out of as an idea. But I have the final date fixed.
Deadline is there.
Deadline is there.
Okay. Okay.
So how you solve that problem?
in between that deadline,
in
before that
between
deadline. Yeah.
before that date. That is how the applying the tools.
Okay.
And whatever the tools you apply, finally the idea is coming from your brain.
Brain. Right.
So the individual is important, the process is also important, tools and techniques are also important.
Yeah.
When you know that there is no definite time for my solution, but there is a deadline for the final submission.
Right.
So you have to play that whole gamut.
Oh, okay. With such a complex innovation process where humans and tools and everything is involved, how do you optimize the cost of innovation?
This is a good question.
Okay.
Because ultimately you have a fixed budgets.
Right.
And you have to fit your innovation expenses in that budget. Innovation is not a straight line. It keeps on changing. So using a new technologies actually helps us to bring the cost down.
Okay.
Today we have actually stopped making the tools for the prototyping.
Great. Okay.
We started actually depending on the prototypes. So we get the prototypes in metal as well as in plastics as good as they are molding parts. So whatever the cost we used to spend on the moldings, now we have actually cut down that cost. So it is a one-time investment which you have to do for the 3D printings. But this additive manufacturing technology is helping us a lot.
Okay.
Then a lot of simulations we actually started getting into that.
Okay.
And not only simulation on the product side, but the simulation on the process side also.
Okay.
So we have the world's best simulation tools for the processes also.
Great. Okay.
So today I'm designing a product. So today at my level I know that whether this is a compatible for the processes or not. With these simulations, we know that how it is going to behave, whether it is suitable for the processes or not. Then we thoroughly do the failure mode effect analysis. So we just brainstorm what can be the failures of this product, what can be failures can happen, and how actually I can mitigate that risk. So these tools and technologies are reducing a lot of cost for our innovations. We have an in-house lab for the testing, so we don't have to rely on outside agencies. So this also further helps us because time is also ultimately cost. So with that we reduce a lot of cost on the whole process.
Okay.
The patenting part is also very important from the cost point of view. So earlier we used to do all the patent related, IPR related activities in the US.
Okay.
It was very costly affair.
Okay.
But now we are seeing the equally good quality and expertise and capabilities are available in India.
Okay.
So we have actually switched now from US to India. So 90% of our IPR related activities are not started happening from India, and that helped us to reduce the cost.
Okay.
Because most of the time you need infringement studies.
Right.
That is also very costly affair because whatever the idea you come up with, we are actually in a market where we are finding the patents are filed from 1940s.
In your industry.
In our industries.
Okay.
And the culture of the Western culture is typically filing the innovations. In India, we are not still seeing that. The people are not aware that they have created something unique and they have to file the patent on that.
Yeah, true. They wait for the eureka moment or big innovations to file a patent. That's what
Correct.
I think so.
But it is not like that.
Right.
You are not always going to have the fundamental innovations in the engineering or science.
Right.
These small ideas are also patentable. So today they don't know the power of using the patents or protecting your ideas and how you can actually take the benefit of that into the market.
Okay.
But Western countries are way ahead than us because I am seeing 1940s and 1960s.
True.
They started actually filing
Very
their
early.
own patents. Today you can use those ideas, but you cannot say this is my new idea because of those patents which are already filed. So even today, you come up with whatever the ideas, you will see lot of thousands of patents which are very relevant to your idea. So those studies requires a lot of cost.
Okay.
And when you are partnered with someone who is actually India based, becomes very easy.
Okay.
Because you can show them the products, you can actually meet them face to face, you can discuss a lot of things. This partnership is very, very important.
Okay. That's interesting to know. So how much generally you have saved on this patenting cost in percentage wise? Just a percentage.
So 70% cost we have
70%.
saved. Yes.
Okay, that's great. That is great. So, any recommendation to the MSME owners with respect to this manufacturing process and patenting? As you mentioned, that awareness is less, and
Yes.
they're waiting for that benchmark inventions to happen. So, I also see that, but how to educate them to see that this is also an innovation. That is the reason people are filing so many patents, and this big portfolios become a problem. You must also have been facing problems with respect to your competitors where they have patent portfolios. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How to create a culture? Just your thought process on this. How to change the mentality of entrepreneurs, innovators? It's a challenge, I think, so in
Yeah,
India.
I feel there are two important factors which plays a role. One is how the government policies are which are helping you on your patented patents.
Okay.
Because if you have filed a patent
Uh-huh.
and today you know that even if I am filing a patent,
Uh-huh.
my legislatory system is not supporting me on that,
Okay. Okay.
then definitely people will lose their interest. They should feel
Okay. Okay.
that my patent is getting really protected. This is
Okay.
the one first part.
Okay.
The second part comes all the attorneys or all the firms which are into the IPRs. They should start actually promoting themselves
Okay.
upfront,
Uh-huh.
and they don't have to be shy coming forward and creating that awareness,
Okay. Okay.
because it is a win-win situation, I
Right.
believe.
Right. Right.
And as we will start filing more and more patents, I think that will also put a pressure on government agencies
Uh-huh.
to protect these people.
Right, right. Already government is thinking, I guess, but it's taking long time. They're taking long time, I guess. That should not happen. That should not happen. That's what I can see. Right, right.
And at the same time, people should start understanding the value of, because as you mentioned, people are not aware of those
Right,
things.
right, right, right.
You see, go into the market and you see the consumer products. A lot of consumer products we
Right,
see
right,
into the
right, right.
malls.
Right,
They are
right,
so innovative.
right,
They
right.
are so creative,
Right.
but they are not protected.
True, true, true.
So it just becomes so easy for the people to copy those ideas.
those.
And if somebody is protecting those ideas, I can see what value actually they can get into the market. They can add the premium to their protected ideas.
Yes, right.
So that is what actually I think definitely India needs to learn a lot of things from China and Western countries.
Right.
So you will see that China is filing almost 70 times more patent than us,
True.
which is a huge number itself.
That's true. That's true.
And they are way ahead than even the US
True,
today.
true.
So definitely we have to learn a lot of things and we have to catch up that. So each and every person who is thinking innovatively and specifically the small scale and medium scale industry,
Uh-huh.
they have to start whether my today idea is protectable. Can I protect these ideas?
Okay. As you mentioned China, so I have one question from my side. Why do you think that China is moving so fast in comparison to India and US? What is the differentiating factor that they have? We are more intellectual. People rely on us, Indian people, that we are intellectual in comparison to other world. We are good in English. We can communicate better with anyone in the world. But still, we don't see that happening. Why do you think China is moving so fast?
Looks like for China, this is a do or die situation, which has been created by their leaders.
Okay.
Definitely, we will not talk about the government policies here, but definitely that plays a significant role.
Right.
How you promote the innovations in your country.
Right. Right.
And when you are in a do or die situation, definitely you come up with a lot of necessity is a mother of invention.
Right. Right.
So when the necessity has been created, then definitely you get into such things.
Right.
They are not using any of these USA made applications. Their OS is different.
Everything is different.
See the innovation, the different kind of innovations they are into.
Right.
Some years back, actually, I visited Shanghai,
Uh-huh.
and it was a very small hotel that we actually stayed into.
Okay.
Very budget hotel it was.
Uh-huh.
But when delivery boy comes there to deliver the food stuff to the people who are staying there, they uses a small
Small?
robos.
Robos. Okay.
So people actually put their footstep, and they just have to give the number, the
Room
code
number.
which they have got.
Uh-huh.
There is a unique code for both of them.
Uh-huh.
Based on that code, the robot understand
Uh-huh.
on which floor I have to go and deliver the data.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's
it
interesting.
goes there, it rings the bell.
Uh-huh.
Of course, it happens not mechanically, but then the person comes, he has to actually put that code on the screen,
Uh-huh.
and the shutter opens, and he can get his parcel from there.
Okay. Okay.
So, in a budget hotel, if China is using such type of robots, you can imagine actually where we are and where we
In
need
spite
to
of
catch up.
having big population, they're using robots.
Yes.
So that's something interesting because
Exactly,
we think that
exactly.
we are losing on employment, but they also have bigger population like India.
Exactly.
So many great leaders have pointed at a problem where in India, in spite of having such a huge population, it's very difficult to hire right talent and retain them. Do you face challenges while hiring and retaining the talent?
Yes, I think this challenge is everywhere in India.
Okay, okay,
Uh, Even when Vedanta wanted to start his semiconductors,
okay,
they were facing a lot of issues to get the right talent
Okay.
and the right skill of people.
okay,
So definitely it is a challenge for everyone.
okay.
What I see is our past generation was struggling for the basic needs,
Hmm, hmm.
and they used to spend the whole their life in one organization. They joined one organization, retire from the same organization because they wanted to actually meet their basic needs.
That's it, right?
That's it. That was the only question for them.
Right, right.
In our organization, we work for improve the life.
Improve of lifestyle,
So
right?
you were having already maybe a 2 BHK, or you were already having. Now you are trying to make it 3 or 4 BHK. You were having a 2-wheeler, you wanted to make a 4-wheeler. Or if you have a 4-wheeler, you are trying to get a luxury car. That is how we try to make it more improved life.
Improved. Okay.
The generation now
Uh-huh.
is not worried about these things because this generation has already given them all these things.
Right, right.
They are looking for the quality of life. So whatever the earlier requirements were there, or the responses were there from the industries are not going to work now. So people need to understand what they want. So definitely understanding their needs. So how you can provide them the quality life in professional life, I am saying, is by empowering them,
Okay,
giving them the challenges,
okay,
and recognizing and appreciating for their good work in the organization.
okay.
So this is what is required. As we talked about the failures, the failures are going to be there. But then, how you are giving the authority, how you are actually delegating the work, how you are empowering them, so that they are learned, they are taught on the subject, and you have given them the chance to take the decisions. So that this is what the empowerment. Right?
Yeah.
So if that is there, then that will create a great interest for them to work for you.
Okay,
And that definitely we have to provide them all these things.
okay, okay.
And then definitely there are a lot of avenues where you can go and find the right people.
Okay.
But after getting the people, retaining them is also a
A
challenge.
challenge. Okay, okay.
And people would like to work for the industries who are giving these things, empowerment, recognition, and challenging work.
Right, and rewards also, as and when required.
Recognition is the rewards is a part of recognition.
Right. With such a vast experience in innovation, from designing, production, and manufacturing, selling, you are covering the entire spectrum of product development. So, with this experience, do you have your own theory of innovation, where you have come up with something that is of your own that you want to share? Absolutely, if you want to share, it's up to you.
I will talk very general on these things. Always the innovation has to be centered around the problem solving of use. It is a very core point, and you have to develop a skill of identifying those problems.
Okay.
And you have to challenge the paradigms. Whatever the way we today live, whatever the situations we are into, whatever the products, processes we have, we have to see what is that next paradigm change. So I'll tell you one interesting story on this. There was a group of sages, and their work was to sit under the banyan tree, do the meditation. They used to spend quite a good amount of time meditating. One day, a kitten started coming. Kitten started coming,
Okay.
and she started actually moving around the all sages who were there actually sitting meditating. So the leader of those sages, he said, please somebody actually tie that kitten to the tree so
Okay.
that she will not disturb us.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to come there daily. They used to tie that kitten to the tree on a daily basis. So that became a regular routine. After a few years, the kitten also became a cat now.
Uh-huh.
The leader also passed away.
Okay.
The new leader came there,
Uh-huh.
and the cat used to come and he used to tie the cat same way.
Same way. Okay.
So the thing, years by year, the same actually the routine happened. After that, that cat also died.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now the new leader said,
Uh,
please somebody go into the forest and catch one cat and tie that guy. So this
that
is how
became a
the
culture. There has to be a cat.
So
Sorry.
that is
Okay.
how the cultures becomes. That
Okay.
is how the rituals are followed,
Okay. Okay.
and that becomes a paradigm.
Okay.
So somebody has to question them why the things are in that way.
Okay. Okay.
Bread was invented few thousand years back, but from bread to sandwich,
Uh-huh.
it took 10,000 years.
Right. Right.
So after 10,000 years, somebody thought I can actually do some creativity into the bread to make it as a sandwich. How I can actually apply my creativity, how I can actually improve the current status or the current product.
Okay. Okay.
So this is a breaking of paradigm, which is very, very important.
Okay.
So how you are asking the questions.
Okay.
And you can also find the trends. Like, I also use the example of the ruler, how that has changed. Earlier it was a fixed, rigid ruler,
Uh-huh.
which people used.
Uh,
Then it came a flexible ruler,
uh,
right?
right.
And now you will see there is a contactless or it is a virtual ruler that you can use.
Yeah,
It
now
is
it
just
is
a
an
gun,
app.
and with the gun you can actually measure the distances.
Right. Right.
So this is the trend which you need to understand how the things changes.
Uh-huh.
Rigid to flexible to contactless.
Okay.
And there are such multiple trends you can find in your area,
Uh-huh.
and then you can see where my product is currently and how my current product is going to change in the future.
Okay.
So these trends helps us come out with the innovations faster,
Okay.
and the paradigm changes supports you
Uh-huh.
to do certain things new, or you apply or come up with the new products.
Okay. Okay.
Today we are using these shirts,
Uh-huh.
the button of the shirts, the pen, the water bottle,
Right. Right.
so many things around us.
Right.
Do we ask the question why it is that way?
Really no.
Most of the time,
No,
nobody
no.
asks the questions, right? So if we will start asking those questions, why my pen is like that? Why I cannot change the pen?
Right.
Or why my shirt button is like that? Why I cannot change that? You will come up with the new ideas.
Right. Right.
So that I am saying about that culture. You should start asking the question, everything around you, why it is in that way.
Okay.
How I can make it in a better way. We are not aware of our problems, because if we will ask somebody that how is your pen or how is your pencil, he will say it's great, no problem.
Right.
Do you see any problem? No, it's perfectly fine, because we get habituated to what we have.
Right. With the problems also.
Yes.
Yeah. Rather, we don't know the problems.
We don't know the problem. We say this is how the life, and when we actually start asking the questions, you can come up with the new ideas. So our whole approach to innovation is understand the trends.
Your approach.
Our approach to innovation is understand the trends in your product lines, understand the paradigms, ask the correct questions, and try to give the value to the users.
Okay. That's very interesting to know. In this entire journey, do you think that patent experts add value and play an important role?
Definitely. So you should have some knowledge in your organization,
Okay.
but most of the organizations will not be able to afford that. Typically, the small and medium scale organizations.
Okay.
For them, it becomes a very important.
Okay.
But even for the large organizations, it is very, very important to have the right partners in IPR areas,
Okay.
because they play a significant role.
Okay.
One is they should understand your business, they should understand your products, and they should understand your competition. If your partner is not understanding all these three things, then it becomes very challenging for you to make them understand whether my current idea is infringing or not. Because it is not just a one-time study that whether my idea is infringing or not. It is never a black and white situation, right?
True. It cannot be a concrete opinion always.
Concrete opinion always.
Correct.
You have to, some risk is always associated with your study. But if your partner is understanding all these three things, then he can guide you in a proper way. He can support you because he will also help you to take the decision. If we know that your competition is very active in the market on the legal side or the litigation side, he can tell you what kind of risk you can take and what risk you should not take.
Okay.
That is very, very important.
Okay. It's a good insight that you give how patent experts also play a crucial role in decision making. That's a very informative. So when it comes to patents, it also is a problem when you have a competitor who has a big patent portfolio.
Yeah, definitely. So you are in the same world. So what you are trying to do with others, they are also trying to do with you. So definitely it is the same game.
How do you defend them?
We see it as a fun game.
Okay. Okay.
So when you see it is a game of chess. So you need to see what you will be next
Step of your competitors.
next step of yours when your competition is actually playing the same thing with you. We are seeing that as a learning opportunity, because if he can think in that way, why we cannot actually are able to, or why we could not actually think in that.
Okay.
So this is a learning, very good learning for us.
Okay.
Whatever the obstacle is there, we have to see how we can actually play around it.
Okay.
What we can learn from this, and then play your step next. So it is a game. So we enjoy that.
Might be those people are forcing you to be more innovative because of those portfolios.
Yes, that happens.
Because
that happens. Yes.
have to get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. This is a very valid point. So really, actually, they challenge us to come out of our zone of comfort, and this is very, very important, because we have seen that so many ideas our competitors have filed, and there is so much of learning from, and we enjoyed it.
That's really good to know that you take it positively, and indirectly the society is benefiting with good products.
Exactly.
Because of this competition.
Exactly. If there is no competition, then definitely the innovations will not happen.
There will be no fun in job as well, I guess.
Yes.
If you're in R&D, you should have fun. Maybe sometimes it is a tough job, but still it should be fun. You also have certification in AI, right? I think you must be. I'm not aware, but are you using AI tools of various AIs in your day-to-day engineering activity? And what do you see the impact of AI on innovation and future of innovation?
Definitely, it is going to be a very good change, which is going to happen. A big change which is going to happen.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Not only in our market or somebody's market, but in the whole world.
Okay.
A lot of good changes are going to happen, I would say that.
Okay.
We have to embrace the new technologies.
Okay.
Rather than creating a fear out of it.
Okay.
And only what is required is how you are embracing this technology to make yourself different enough.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll tell you, we are using AI in lot many areas now. The simple technical questions what you have, you are now finding these solutions very easily in a summarized way, creating a good PPT out of it.
Okay.
Where the laborers work, where you used to spend a lot of time.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, you want to convey the message, right?
Right.
You want to communicate in a better way.
Right.
But how much time I should spend in creating PPTs, and how much time actually I should spend in a real theme or the main point to convey. So AI is definitely helping us to do that. Apart from that, definitely it is helping us to do some creativity and innovation. So you have to think ahead of AI if you really want to be innovative. So earlier challenge was only the human competitors, but now this is also one more challenge. As you mentioned rightly, this challenge also will break your comfort zone. So also it will help you to give the better services and products to your consumers. So ultimately, AI is going to definitely help us in a lot many ways.
Do you think that jobs will be reduced? That is the one fear that every person has in R&D, because here I still assume it's the human intellect that creates innovation, including AI. Will that be surpassed by AI again?
No, it will not happen. The human intellect will remain as it is. And it is a fear always a new technology comes. There is always a fear the job will go, and the job will not go. The more job will get created, only the skill set will be different. So earlier, the kind of skill set was required. Now it will change. You need a different skill set. But AI will never take over human intelligence. Because the ethics, creativity, and intelligence will remain there. Still, it will be a artificial intelligence.
Artificial.
You need a human intelligence, and I would say that job will get added, but in a different area. So where the people were doing the laborious work, they were not adding a lot of intelligence. Definitely, that those jobs will go.
Means people have to upgrade themselves to adapt
Definitely.
this AI
Definitely.
so that they will always have a job.
Yes, and that is why I said you have to embrace this technology and start using it and adopting it.
That's interesting to know. So AI will be more or less as a tool which will again reduce efforts, increase productivity, human intelligence. It will be adding tool to the human intelligence only.
Yes.
It will not create problem to,
Yes.
or even it will not take over human intelligence.
Yes. But the person who was just doing a data compilation, he will not have any job.
He has to improvise now.
He has to improvise. Because if you have a data, you have a good database applications already available.
Right.
But if you are actually creating a low-level intelligence out of that data just by compiling that, you don't need a person for that.
Right.
Because the system will take care of it.
Right.
The low-level intelligence can be definitely added.
Okay.
So as AI will start understanding the patterns, how the decisions has been made earlier, so definitely the machine will take care of it.
Interesting to know. That was really interesting to know about AI. With all these tools and equipments, changing dynamics, what advice you will give to the future innovation leaders, innovators, and startups?
I'll summarize what I said earlier.
Okay.
Don't go for the innovation. You just go and try to solve the problem of humankind, and you will come up with the innovation. Your approach should be towards problem solving, and that will give you the innovation. So the first thing is the orientation. The approach is very, very important. The second thing is you should have that skill of seeing the problem. As you are expert in seeing critical about the current situation, though apparently it looks very good, you have to go and find how I can improve that. That skill is very, very important.
Finding problem in the most efficient products.
Yes.
That would be a skill set.
Yes. So once you have an approach, then you have a skill set of identifying the issues, then you come up with the ideas. And so once you have the idea, I would say 10% is the idea, 90% is how to convert that idea practically. That perseverance is very, very important. Just a good idea will not land you anywhere.
Okay.
How you can convert that idea into the real product or the real service is very, very important, and that is what is actually required. Most of the people, they come up with a good idea, but they don't have that patience, that perseverance, that determination to convert that idea into the real product.
Determination and hard work, apart from ideation, is very important, right? Right. See that apart from being an innovator, hard-working person, emotional intelligence is also equally important for a leader. Do you think that is also important or no? What is your opinion on that?
Nowadays, the emotional intelligence has become a prime important
Prime
factor.
importance. Okay.
For any leader. Nowadays, the EI has become a prime importance.
Okay.
It is required for every individual.
Okay.
But at the leadership skill, leadership levels, definitely your emotional intelligence has to be very high. So you are going to face criticism. You are going to face the failures. You will have setbacks.
Right.
And you will also have a lot of pressure. So after that, even if you still want to be innovative, you have to be always calm, quiet, and still focused on your aim.
With the team that you have.
That the team you have. Right. So definitely it is an important quality every person should have. So the one interesting thing which I would like to share is one of my bosses told me the innovative person is lazy but aspirational.
Lazy but aspirational. Okay. Okay.
So he always finds the way to do it easily because he is a lazy, but he has a high aspiration. And one more message he gave to me is you have to be always happy but unsatisfied. You cannot have you cannot be sad because something is not happening and I am not achieving. You should be always happy because the positive energy and positive emotions are required to create something, but you always remain unsatisfied. Happy but unsatisfied, lazy but aspirational.
That's really good to know. It's a wonderful message actually. Thank you, Vinayak, for accepting my invitation and coming on this podcast. It was really informative, and I hope all the audience must have learned a lot of things from this podcast. And if at all you have any further questions, Vinayak is ready to answer those questions. You can comment in the comment box. So thank you once again. It was pleasure having you on the podcast.
Thank you, Sunit, for inviting me here. I thoroughly enjoyed this session. I hope people will learn something about it.
Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to share it with the people who need it the most, so that they can build their business and aspirations around their inventions. Keep innovating and keep earning tremendously. Thank you.